And let's go ahead and test this. So I already cleaned the save, so we can go ahead and hit play. Our container at the moment is having nothing inside. So let's pick up a bow, 2 bows and a sword. I'll do what I did previously. 1 bow goes here. 1 will go in here perhaps. We'll do a jacket. And let's even equip the bow. And let's save everything. And we leave. And when we come back, this is equipped on us. The sword is there. And the container inventory is working. So all good. Hey there, I'm your host Lasawi, and this is part 27 of our inventory series. In today's video, we will be saving the containers and the container data. So with that said, let's begin. Let's start by going to the content drawer, our inventory system folder, and structures. In here, let's right click and create a new structure. So go to blueprint structure and let's call it s_container inventory. Let's open that up. Inside here, we want to create a new variable. So the one we got here, let's call it container inventory, and the type I want to be s_item slot. And I want this to be an array. So let's save that and exit. Let's go back in here. Let's create another structure. So blueprint structure s_container data. And let's open that up. In here then, we want 2 variables. We want the containers and we want the container inventories. So both of these are going to be an array. So this I want to be an inventory component. Inventory component, so BPC_inventory component, soft object reference. And this is going to be an array. And again, soft object because they might or might not be loaded. In here, this then I want to be s_container inventory structure, and we'll call it an array. And let's save it and exit. With that, let's go ahead and open up the save game blueprint_level data. In here, let's go ahead and create another variable called container data. We'll give it the s_container data structure. And let's compile and save. Next, we want to open up our blueprint interface save system and we want to update our save level data. So click on that. And we want to go ahead and create a new variable in here called container data. And it'll be of type s_container data. That's fine. Let's compile and save. Next, then let's go ahead and locate our game mode. So in the previous episode, there was a mistake where I did this in the 3rd-person game mode instead of the hero game mode we made. So either or works, whichever you started in. So I'll go to 3rd-person, blueprints, and 3rd-person game mode. So everything for me is here. So because our blueprint interface was updated, we now should have access to the save level data. So click on it. There we go. We have this new extra pin we need to fill out. So what I want to do is I'll steal this save game blueprint level data reference and I'll do a set container data. And it's just coming from here. That's all we got to do. Quite simple, and just connect everything else. And I'm happy. So let's compile and save that. Next, let's go to our container actor. So for that, let's open up the inventory system, containers, and the container base. Now in here, we'll go ahead and create a new function like we did previously with the inventory system. One will be for getting the container data. So get container data is what we'll call it. And we want another one called load container data. Let's go back into the get container data. In here, I want to get the game mode and cast it to whichever game mode you have your code in. Now, in my case, this is going to be the 3rd-person character. And we're happy. Let's do save game blueprint. And we want to get the container data. From here, I want to break this open, and I want to add to both of these arrays. Don't do any unique, just do regular adds. Now, this wants the inventory components, so just grab it in and pull it there, and it should resolve itself for you. And that's all we got to do here. Bring this down a little bit. For our second array, we want to populate this with the inventory component again. We'll get the item slots like so. And we'll break that open. Oops, not break. We want to make in here. And this goes here. So we got the container and then the container data. And it's looking cool. So let's compile and save. Next, let's go to our load container data. Now in here, you want to click on this function and create a new input called container data. You want this to be your s_container data structure. Break that open and we get the containers and the container inventories. We want to find the container we're looking for. So it'll be this one, and plug it in, it'll resolve itself. Once we found it, we then want to get a copy of this array. And once we do, we'll have the inventory associated with it. So we can break that open. And we want to add this array to, or we want to set this array as our new array. So for that, we'll get the inventory component and we'll do set item slots array like so. And that's that. And then we also want to resize this whole inventory. So to resize it, we'll get the container size. We'll get the, I think I can do it from here. We can do a resize. There we go. We'll resize it to the container size. And just plug in your execution pin at the start. And there you go. That's looking good. And everything should be okay. So let's compile and save. Next, on the event graph, on event begin play, we want to go ahead and drag this code a little bit up to give ourselves some space. Now, this code here would be executed by default if we don't have a save game. So what we can do for the moment, let's put it away. And we'll start by doing a get game mode and casting it to, again, whatever your game mode is. In this case, it's going to be the third-person character. So from here, we want to get the level data like so. And we'll do does save game exist. And this is our name here. So if this name exists, we'll do a branch. So first of all, if it doesn't, we'll just continue with our regular code here, like so. And then we want to get the game mode and get save. Is it called get game data? There we go, message. So we want to go ahead and do that. And we'll break this open. And we got the level data, which we want the container data from. We'll do is valid. And let's also hide the player data since we don't need it here. Like so. And the container data, we'll do load container data. And there we go. So to load all of this, it's going to take a very short amount of time, but that time still matters. So if this doesn't have a save game while it's trying to get the code, it's going to return this. Now, that is going to be an issue for us. So to counteract that, we'll get a short delay of 0.2 seconds, which will then give us the result we want. Now, normally for this kind of scenario, you'd have an asynchronous loading system for your game, but in this case, this will be fine. So let's compile and save. Just before we leave this blueprint, let's go back quickly into the get container data function. And just at the very end, we want to return. And we want to return our container. So we'll do container data. And this will be our s_container data, like so. And this doesn't go in, but this should. There we go. Reroute that a little bit. And there we go. Let's also make this a pure function. So pure, let's compile and save. Next, let's go into our save system and the save function library. Let's open that up. And we want to update our save level data function. So let's break the spin and we'll do get game mode. We'll cast to our third-person game mode, since that's where all the code is, and we'll get our level data. We'll get the container data as well. We'll break it open, and we want to clear both of these arrays. So clear the containers array and clear the inventories content there. This will go in here. And once we've done that, I want to then get all actors of class, which is going to be our container base. We'll do a for each loop. And we'll do get container data. There we have it. We can break this open now. Now, I'm not sure why this is required, but I messed around with it a little bit and it broke. So I clear it again at the very end. If it's working, I'm not going to touch it. It's good enough here. So we'll do that. And at the completed, we just want to get the game mode or get game mode. We want to then from here do a save level data message. And the container data will come from container data here. And that's all. So let's compile and save. And let's go ahead and test this. So I already cleaned the save, so we can go ahead and hit play. Our container at the moment is having nothing inside. So let's pick up a bow, 2 bows and a sword. I'll do what I did previously. 1 bow goes here. 1 will go in here perhaps. We'll do a jacket. And let's even equip the bow. And let's save everything. And we leave. And when we come back, this is equipped on us. The sword is there. And the container inventory is working. So all good. So this is it for the episode. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, leave a like. And as always, happy developing.